Hi, cutie. Monty.
Devices, including laptop computers. Secure swallowing.
Oh my gosh, okay, hi. It has honestly been a minute. I have not turned this dang camera on for ages, and as you can probably tell, I'm freshly showered. I just got to my hotel in Chicago. Unfortunately, by in Chicago, I mean about an hour north. That's on me. I should have been more careful with my booking. However, I am currently getting ready, and I'm in a little bit of a rush because it will take me an hour and a half to get into the city where I'm going to have a dinner with some of my team from Bloomsbury because I am here in Chicago for my first ever author event slash book signing event. That is a crazy statement, especially for someone whose book doesn't come out for like another 4 months. But basically, because I'm Midwest based, my publisher arranged a little like cute teensy weensy booth signing event for the American Library Association's conference in Chicago. My knees really hurt, so I'm gonna adjust my position. Because it's been a minute, I do want to give you guys some updates as I am doing my makeup over here, because I've been looking crusty all day. I just flew in from Los Angeles, where I was for about a week and a half. I took my partner up to the Bay Area for the first time. My brother lives up there, and so do a bunch of my friends. We hung out with them for about a week, and then it came back down. I stayed a little bit longer and, you know, hung out with my parents and my family members and my friends living in Southern California for a bit. At this point, though, I won't say incredibly homesick because this is still very exciting and I've been looking forward to this for so long, but I'm definitely feeling the strain. I've also been on deadline this whole time. A few weeks ago, I set my final deadline for the Crypt revision as June 30th, so I need to get it done by then. It's still not done, by the way. It is currently June 26th. I have about, I want to say like 5 or 6 chapters left to revise, so it's really like not that much. And I will say that I'm feeling a lot better about this revision than I was previously. Some stuff really came together, especially in Acts 3 and 4 of this book in my most recent revision efforts. So I feel better. I don't feel 100%, but I feel better. And I think that the more I work on this revision, the closer it'll get to what feels like a good final product for this book. But I'm not there yet. I'm trying to remind myself that this is only draft 2. So what am I really trying to do, you know? Other than that, I've been pretty good. My school year wrapped up. I do have some school obligations over the summer, but once this revision is turned in, I feel like I'm kind of a free agent for the first time in a while. And I am really looking forward to working on the other 2 projects that have been clamoring for my attention and also starting to think about Crypt 2. Maybe. I don't know. While I'm here in Chicago, I am, of course, also going to meet up with the wonderful Becca. I have missed her so much. I've missed my writing friends so much. I'm so excited to sit down and do some in-person writing sessions with her and like bop around Chicago, which is one of my favorite things to do with Becca because she is so knowledgeable and shows me such cool places every time I come. And then after a couple days, I am going to take the train home finally on Monday. So 1 publishing event, some Chicago stuff, and then we're going to go on our way. I will say, as someone who's never done a book-related event before where I've had to appear as an author, I've really never done any kind of public event. I think I'm nervous, but I'm like just trying not to think about it too much. The event is tomorrow, but it's like 30 minutes in a booth. I don't have to give a speech or anything, right? I've been practicing my author signature. You guys have seen what my autograph looks like, and I have a whole pack of Sharpies in my backpack as well, so I'm as ready as I can be. I don't know, like I kind of really don't know what to expect for the event, so I'm really, really excited to bring you guys along and show y'all what happens, because we'll be finding out kind of at the same time. I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Lindy Jung. I am a science fiction and fantasy author. My debut novel, MOTHSBLOOD, which is a dark academia adult fantasy set at grad school for alchemists in Paris, comes out October 13th from Bloomsbury in the US and Dalray in the UK. And this is my channel where I talk about books and writing and publishing and stuff. Okay, I gotta get ready and really get on the road and get to dinner because it's gonna take me an hour and a half. Bye. Literally filming this on the floor because what else am I gonna do? I just got back in from dinner. It was so fun, so delightful. It was just me and 3 of the marketing team, and they are literally some of the coolest, loveliest people I've ever met. I have said this before, I'll say it again. I think book people are just the best people. No, I'm not biased. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath because I have a food baby, and it's because we ate so much food and all of it was so delicious, and I have no regrets, but I am so stuffed to maybe my detriment. And I'm just gonna take off my makeup here real quick. Is this ASMR? I don't know if it's that, but yeah, so it's currently around 10. I'm gonna call Alex and then like literally sleep for 13 hours probably. At around noon tomorrow, I think I'm gonna head over to the McCormick Center, which is where the convention is happening. My signing event is a strong word. My slot is for 30 minutes from 2 to 2:30, I think. I've already heard like that people are asking about MOTHSBLOOD, like the librarians and stuff at the convention have been asking the folks working the booth about MOTHSBLOOD. Oh, I also have to show you what I got. Hold on. I actually made like the dumbest face when I got handed these. I straight up was, I don't know if you guys have seen Parks and Rec, but Ben's like dumb surprise face. Actually, me, I will not replicate it because I have dignity, but I got pins, and the missing spot I'll show you in a second. These are pins that are based off of a bunch of the upcoming Bloomsbury releases. So cool, custom pins. And the one that I popped off, and I put it on my official exhibitor badge. I don't know if this has like personal information. It doesn't. I had to pop off the MOTHSBLOOD button, which says PhD in Dark Academia, which obviously I do not have a PhD, but I have this button. So thank you so much, Katie, for these little gifts. So I'm so excited to go and do that tomorrow. I'm almost like, I want to wake up later in the day, so there's less time to wait before I get to that. But that's silly. Like, I have stuff I need to get done. Tonight, honestly, if I'm gonna be so honest, I need to finish the chapter of MOTHSBLOOD that I was revising. No, I just said MOTHSBLOOD. I need to finish the chapter of Project Crypt that I've been revising. It needs like 2 sentences. I don't know what my deal is, but I want to finish that chapter. Maybe another chapter after that. Who knows how late I'll be up tonight. A little bit of revision work. I'm gonna call Alex because I miss him. I haven't seen him in like a week, and I feel crazy about it, but that's okay. And wash my face and stuff like that, brush my teeth. All the normal adult stuff, and then go to bed. That was today. Lots of travel. Literally, my Lyft ride took an hour there. So I feel like I've been sitting in moving vehicles that either fly or drive for most of the day, and I'm ready to lie down and use my legs tomorrow and walk around the convention center and show you guys what's up. The themes right now are I'm very excited. I'm very happy. I have a lot of like positive energy in me right now just from the good conversation, good food. Oh my god, we were so full. We all ordered like 10 things. And then I was like, I'll order a little dessert. And then they brought out a second dessert for free and gave it to us on the house, and it was so good. It was a Vietnamese coffee cream puff, but I was so full and I kept eating it, and I was just, I'm so full. This is the fullest that anyone has ever been. I feel gluttonous, but kind of in a good way. It's time for bed. It is so bedtime right now. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and I'll see you at convention time or whatever I do in the morning. Bye guys. Good night. Good morning. It is currently 10:30. It is Saturday. I am heading out to the convention today, and I'm going to leave in the next 30 minutes or so, even though I don't really need to be there until 2, just because it's going to take me like an hour and a half to 2 hours to get there. One upside of that is, other than the bus exchanges, there are some pretty long stretches of metro time, so I can sit and revise, hopefully, which is really nice because I actually did not end up revising last night. I am so incredibly excited for this signing, this booth event. I'm going to try and film as much of it as possible. I'm going to ask some of the lovely folks from Bloomsbury to film me too and get over my like weird shyness of asking people to help me film. I honestly did not sleep very well last night, mostly because I was nervous / excited about this event. And it's kind of hard to believe that I have like 2 more days in Chicago after this. Well, I have a full day that I'm going to spend with Becca, and then I have my commute day where I'm going to like head back home. I had a nice breakfast, I had some coffee. I feel ready to face the day, even though I'm slightly sleep deprived. I don't really have firm plans or anything for after my signing slot. I think I'm just going to take you guys around, wander the convention, and see what's up, because I've never been to anything like this before. I really need to revise my dang book, so I'm gonna do that for like the next half hour or so. and then hop on one of like the 5 buses that I need to get over there. Note to self, like I really need to check and make sure that the location of where I'm booking a hotel is like public transportation accessible. It's completely my own fault and the hotel is lovely, but I am so far away from where I need to be. It's actually kind of comical. With that, let's go ahead and get on with the day. Alright, so after a little bit of work, I crossed like basically a highway to wait for the bus, and then I took 2 or 3 buses and I think 2 metros, and then walked a mile to get to McCormick Center where ALACon was happening. So I am just going to let most of these clips play through because I think they are so cute, and seeing it from another perspective has honestly been so fun. All of this video footage was taken by my marketing person, Katie, over at Bloomsbury, and she did an amazing job. I ended up being at the booth for about an hour, and y'all, I mean, it was so surreal to see that there was actually a line forming. I met a couple of people who also mentioned that they had seen my videos, that they'd helped on their own writing journeys. I also met so many people who had heard about MOTHSBLOOD, which still seems so unreal to me, told me they were so excited about it. It had been on their TBR for ages and they were so looking forward to getting a copy. Just the sense of readers anticipating my work made me feel so, I don't know, so warm inside, and just so grateful that there are people out there who are willing and interested in reading something that I have written, something that is very close to my heart. I don't think it's a secret that writing, even when you write and share that journey and process on the internet in the way that I do, is a very solitary activity. It's easy to lose sight of what is on the other side of all of that work, all of those words, all of that thinking. But this was a really wonderful reminder of all those things, and reminds me again that point of writing, for me at least, is to reach and connect with readers, to have my words not just exist in a bubble, and I am so grateful to publishing for providing that opportunity for me, honestly. This was definitely one of those moments, probably the first moment where I really was like, wow, I think I'm an author. I might actually be an author who writes books, and there are readers who make them worth writing. So I am just going to kind of let the rest of the clips play out, but here is a little glimpse into what my first ever signing experience was like. Hello, this is the post-signing update. It's currently around 4 p.m. I did cave and end up taking a lift back just because after literally using what felt like 110% of my brain power and 2 hours of my life to get down to Chicago, I was like, I'm gonna just rideshare back. It's fine. It's fine. As you can see, I have my badge still on. I'm actually gonna take this off because it's very jangly and loud, but I mean, I don't even know what to say. It was like beyond, the signing was beyond
my expectations. But before we get to that, I want to give you guys a little bit more of a peek into what ALA Con, or whatever it's called, was like. There were just all these booths, and different publishers had their own booths. Bloomsbury, for example, had Bloomsbury Adult, Bloomsbury Children's, and Bloomsbury Academic, and I think that was it for Bloomsbury. So all these different booths for all these different publishers. There were some authors there signing arcs and books and stuff like that. Some of the lines were so long they like stretched all the way across the convention center. And then there were booths for things like library resources. Library of Congress had a booth, which I thought was really cool. I didn't really stop by there. I have to like grab my loot too, because I got so much loot. There were so many booksellers, publishers, librarians, obviously librarians out the wazoo, and all sorts of bookish people in one space. And it was really my first time experiencing something like that with kind of the book community, and it was really special and it was very fun. The vibes were good. Anyway, I got in, got slightly lost, ended up finding the Bloomsbury booth, and I was like 20 minutes early, but there was already like a teeny tiny line with a couple of people waiting for me to get in. And then I just sat down, picked up a Sharpie, and then I didn't put it down again for an hour. We had, my crew told me, 120 arcs of MOTHSBLOOD. They were hidden under the table, and as I was going, Katie kept pulling them out and putting them on the stack next to me so I could grab them, sign. Folks had post-it notes if they wanted a personalization with the spelling of their name, and I was just writing little notes mostly. Thank you for coming to my first signing and stuff like that, and chatting. It was very quick, like it went by so fast. It only felt like 5 minutes. But after an hour, we had completely depleted our supply. We ended up giving the last person one of our display copies. So in the end, we moved 121 ARC copies of MOTHSBLOOD. And it was like a mix of people who, shout out to those of you who saw me, met me, and our YouTube channel viewers. That's so incredible. I've actually never met any of my channel's viewers in real life, so thank you guys so much. I met more than a few. There were people who obviously had just been passing by and like saw the cover and how gorgeous it is and wanted to see what it was all about. There were folks who were talking about how they'd been hearing about this book, had requested arcs for it, and were so excited to finally get their hands on a copy. It was just so surreal to meet over 100 people who had different levels of, but still very much an interest in the book that I'd written. And honestly, it felt like 5 minutes. I can't believe that I spent an hour in that chair signing books. I do realize though, one thing I learned about myself is I cannot talk and write at the same time. As I was writing out notes, even though I'd written basically the same note a million times, I kept misspelling words because I was trying to like talk to people and say hello and ask how they were doing. It is kind of weird, like how do you start a 30-second conversation? You know, you want to keep the line moving. There are a couple moments when I looked up and like the line was stretching. There really were no breaks for me though, which I'm fine with. I just was astounding to me how like quickly these copies moved and how quickly the signing line moved, and it truly was a whirlwind. And then after the signing, I wandered around for a little bit, maybe like half an hour, and I was just looking at different booths and I got stuff. So I'm gonna show you guys some stuff. I do want to start out with a book that I stole from Bloomsbury. Just kidding, I asked for permission and they let me take it. It is Agnes Lives by Hallie Elizabeth Newton. I grabbed it and my marketer was like, oh yeah, it's like peak weird girl fiction. And I love weird girl fiction so much. As I've gotten more and more into like reading literary fiction, I just love reading about problematic women. Very excited for this. It's basically about a woman in 2014 in New York. I started reading it a little bit already and the prose is very exhilarating. And she is like a fading socialite. So she was at the peak of her game. Now she's kind of on a downward spiral and she's looking for someone to murder her. So very intriguing, right up my alley. Thank you, Bloomsbury. I also got in some random signing lines. Honestly, I wasn't really even like looking to get anything signed. And then I also grabbed a copy of Night of Madness by Ryan Douglas, who wrote The Taking of Jake Livingston. I'll have to read this through because I actually don't know if it is YA or not. I think this might be a good addition to my like classroom library as well. And then I got this cute little pouch from Blick Art Materials, which I have been going to since I was a kid for art supplies. It's just a cute little pencil pouch. I also grabbed a bunch of like stickers and bookmarks. I tried not to grab too many books because keeping in mind that I need to get on a train in a couple days and like go back to Wisconsin and I already have way too much luggage and I like keep adding things to it. So that being said, that was my ALA experience. It was absolutely wonderful. If you happen to be watching this and you came into my signing line, thank you again. I don't think I was very articulate about it to most people, also because I was very sweaty and kind of like I didn't really know where I was, if I'm gonna be honest. It was a complete blur. I used to do theater in high school, and when I would go on stage, I would just kind of like not know what I was doing and something else would take control. But regardless, it was so nice to meet y'all. That was obviously like my first signing ever, and you were part of something very special to me. And I so appreciate those of you who made the effort to get into line, and just the fact that people are looking forward to my book makes me so happy and makes me so grateful, and I try really hard not to take that for granted. I don't think I do. I've written a couple of author letters at this point, which are basically letters that get put in the front matter of various editions of my book. I'm not going to say why I've written so many, but I've written several. A bunch of them start out with just like gratitude toward readers, because really without readers I wouldn't have this job, which is one of my dream jobs, the other dream job being teaching. I don't know, I don't ever want to lose sight of that or forget that I'm here because of readers and their enthusiasm and their bookishness and their joy. And I just hope if you have a copy of Mothsblood with you now that you end up enjoying it. So I think I'm gonna call it there. Tomorrow I'm hanging out with Becca, so I'll film bits of that. But if I'm being so honest, I probably might forget to film huge chunks of that because, you know, she's a delight and I'm just gonna enjoy spending time with her. I did actually finish chapter 18 this morning because I hopped on one of Cody, aka Cody the writer's live streams like 20 minutes before I was supposed to go, and I typed out chapter 18. And then I was like typing out parts of chapter 19 on the train with my iPad, but that actually does not work for revising because I need both documents. So I think I'm gonna take a breather, kind of unwind a little bit, put on some comfy clothes, might take a walk or do a workout, because I'm in the middle of nowhere, but there's a river walk near me, so I'm gonna go there, maybe order some dinner, have a chill night. So that is all, and I will update you guys tomorrow. And the quality is so noticeably.
No, again, I was watching your vlog and I was like, this is so cinematic.
I know, I can't believe I was living like a rat.
It's on the tri-
It looks so cute. It's giving like.
Wait, I'm just showing you. Oh my god. Those like 90s boy bands haircuts.
Yeah.
Just
Before I film the update clip, I just wanted to show you guys, I think I'm gonna have a pretty nice sunset view once it gets to that time. And yes, I am probably gonna stay holed up in this room. This is my new hotel that my publisher booked for me, and you can totally see the lake over there. Gorgeous, amazing, lovely. Hi! You can probably tell this already just from the way that this vlog has probably looked. I haven't really looked at my footage yet, but I did not bring my tripod on this trip, so all of my filming situations have been either people holding the camera for me, thank you Katie and Becca, or me setting my camera on random things and just kind of hoping it doesn't tip over. I'm reporting to you live from my new hotel room, which my publisher did book, which
I will get into it later, but I feel so fortunate to be with Bloomsbury, not just because they do like fancy nice things like this for me, but also because I feel like it's such a testament to how they treat their authors that they invited me out to this. Even though my book isn't out yet, they brought over 100 arcs for me to sign and distribute of MOTHSBLOOD, and they covered a night of my accommodation and my train trip back. Maybe that's too much information, but I am overall just so grateful to be with them, and so like, I don't know, I feel so lucky in so many ways. It is currently around 6, maybe 7 o'clock, and I am ready to call it a day. I transferred hotels. I was so far away in Northbrook, which I told Becca that, and she like gasped because it's so far away, and I had to like cram all my stuff into a ride share and bring it down here. And then there were some issues getting checked into the hotel because when is there not? And also Mercury is about to be in retrograde tomorrow. And then I was going to meet Becca for lunch at 12. Went to the wrong restaurant. I went to the wrong location. I was like a full neighborhood over, and I was 30 minutes late to lunch, and bless Becca, she totally took it in stride. We had such a delicious meal. The place we were at, Chengdu Bistro, was really, really delicious. I had some awesome soup dumplings and just some awesome food in general. And then we kind of bopped around in the Wicker Park neighborhood for a little bit. We stopped at some stores, went to Barnes & Noble and kind of perused. Thankfully, I stopped myself from buying anything because, oh my god. And we also worked in 2 writing/revision sessions, and I have to say, again, I get blown away by this every time, but there's something so magical about physically sitting next to someone who is your friend, who you love, who is also working on their book. I would just set the stopwatch and we would go, no like sprints or timers or anything, just kind of keeping track of how long we were able to sit down and focus on writing. And every single time, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes just absolutely flew by. So I was able to get so much done. It's the most productive I have been this whole trip. I was able to finish chapters I think 18, 19, and like most of 20. I think I'm gonna actually dive right back into them now because I'm very motivated, or dive back into it this evening. This is also probably the point in the book where I can stop doing structural edits so much. I'm not rewriting the scenes as much as I was previously in acts like 3 and the start of act 4. A lot of act 4 is actually probably going to stay the same as when I originally wrote it, barring some, you know, light cosmetic edits, because I actually really like how those scenes play out and the causality makes sense, which was not the case for Act 3. So I am definitely seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with this revision, and you guys, it has been stressing me out so bad. I could not be happier. I definitely need to like crunch a little bit tonight and possibly tomorrow because I'm taking a train back up to Wisconsin. So I'll have a good like 3-4 hours to sit and write on the train. I also am hoping to stop by at a cafe in the morning and get some work done there. But I think that if I get the last couple chapters, which there really are only a few left, revised, you know, polished off, ready to go, I can spend the last day doing another peek through and then send everything to my editors on the 30th. So I'm feeling good about the revision. Maybe I won't feel good about it when I do my little look through, but I feel good about it so far. This revision has definitely been a trial. I think it has really made me kind of reconsider how I structure stories, because the complexity of this narrative, it's not even that complex, but there's a lot of different characters with a lot of different agendas. I really had to think about scene economy and like how much each scene was accomplishing. All of my scenes needed to multitask. I couldn't really have too many scenes that were like the characters just sitting and thinking or sitting and having a conversation. And that was so different from MOTHSBLOOD because that was a little bit more of a character study. It was highly focused on a single character who you got to know really well, and so it ended up being a little bit more introspective, a little bit slower paced as well. And that just isn't working for this book, Project Crypt, so, you know, I needed to adjust the way I was thinking. And I think this is going to be helpful because the projects that I have lined up for the future, the 2 books in particular that I really want to write, are also probably going to be less introspective. I think this was a good lesson. Just being able to write in different modes, if that makes sense, but it was definitely a challenge. Like, it was such a challenge. I feel really good right now, and I have a Caesar salad and some snacks that I picked up from a corner store as I was walking another mile again to get here. So I am kind of ready to maybe squeeze in a workout, call it a night, call Alex, see how he's doing, you know, what's he been up to today, and then get ready to go home tomorrow. So yeah, that has been the day. I will film a little bit of tomorrow as well, because I'm still going to be revising, still going to be writing, especially on that train ride. And then we'll wrap it up when I'm back in Wisconsin, and that'll be the video. That's it, almost at the finish line. Bye.
Y'all. I am fully packed and everything. It's a glasses day, so don't mind me. And I think I'm gonna check out. I don't really know what I'm gonna do next, though. I feel like I could sit in a cafe for a bit, maybe, and try and get some writing done. But I am feeling so lazy and so ready to get on that train. But it's not until like 2:30 or something, so we're packed, we're ready to go. Let's get out of here. My revision, but I need to do like, oh my god, you can probably tell I just rolled out of bed. I hit the end, I got through the last chapter, but I want to check and make sure that I'm addressing everything I need to address. So I'm gonna do another pass and then turn it in, and Becca just texted me too, so got some stuff to get done. So close to the finish line though. Y'all already know that I just submitted my revision. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I made, this wasn't an extension, but at least I made the extension. So I just submitted the document. I also sent them a little map of the world and a family tree for sort of the main noble house. And that's it, I'm done. I don't really know what to do with myself now, but I'm gonna go get dinner. Crip's revision is done, and I am a free woman for at least a little bit. Bye, talk to you guys tomorrow.